Good morning and welcome to day one of our second annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and my co hosts today are Donna Morton, the godmother of poker over in the UK, and software Brian Pinkus. Hey, and good morning, you guys.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Have you been getting much sleep?
Um, it's touch and go, as they say. That baby is, trying to work out her own schedule, and we're just here for the ride.
Bless. Well, I'm looking forward to today
Well, thank
and
you.
hearing everything what you're going to be saying.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think we're going to have a special guest join us here shortly as well. So that may be fun too. Some good information coming from that person. Hey, Chris Biloxi Bomber, thanks for joining us. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Great. How are you doing, Sherry?
I'm doing well, thanks. And just so everybody knows, Brian's on the run again this morning. He's going to be making his way to the airport to get his hiney over to Vegas so we can rail him along the way.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, at first, a few housekeeping things. Many thanks to Elevator Results, who has been our sponsor for about a year. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design the plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Of course, we are all about promoting businesses that will help anyone and everyone's WSOP experience. So if you own such a business or know of one, the example being the laundry service we promoted last year and we talked about yesterday, DM me that information. We'll pass it on and make sure you get the credit. Um, that being said, we want to let everybody know that at the onset that we will not be publicly promoting any businesses that are not legally registered as such. We are sure that everybody can understand that we are protecting ourselves as well as others. Now, Brian, I kind of did a thing, and you're going to laugh when I say this next statement, and that is today I'm going to be attempting to pronounce many names. And for those new here, this is not my strong suit.
Oh yeah.
So forgive me in advance, but I'm going to kick that off with saying the following. In 1979, the first charter inductions to the Poker Hall of Fame took place. That year, 7 players were inducted. They were Nick, James, Edmund, Felton, Johnny, Red, and Sid. You notice I left out the last names, but we'll get to those in a minute. During this space today, I'm going to give some fun facts about these 1979 charter inductees to the Hall of Fame. So I hope you find this information fun as well as informative. So the first on the list is Nick the Greek Dandoulis, or Dandolis. So again, forgive me. From January of 1949 until May of 1949, Nick played a two-person heads-up poker match against the legend Johnny Moss, where the two played virtually every variation of the game that existed at the time. The game, set up by Benny Binion as a tourist attraction, is widely credited as being the inspiration for the modern day WSOP. At the end of the 5 month poker marathon, down an estimated $2 to $4 million, Nick uttered what has become one of the most famous poker quotes ever: Mr. Moss, I have to let you go. So that's going to kick off some history in the world of poker. Brian, why don't we get started with the tournaments? Can you tell us about the first tournament at the WSOP kicking it off this morning?
Um, Sherry, I was as usual. As you're saying that, I'm looking at my computer, and my computer's like, "You're almost there, 27%." But then you threw me the easy question here. So today is the casino employees event, and the 5,000. I'm doing this from memory. It's
It's
$5,000
right,
champions event, right?
right at 12 p.m. is the 5K championship or champions reunion. It's a no limit freeze out 8-handed. And what does if you knock out one of the former main event winners, what do you get, Brian?
Oh my goodness. My computer's like frozen, Sherry.
Okay,
What is
you
it?
should just remember it because we talked about it yesterday.
I
This goes
know.
to show you how
This is
much Brian listens to what I
this
have to
is the
say.
test. This is the test.
I'm
Well, I
not your
think it was
wife, Brian. You're supposed to be listening to what I
yeah.
say.
Now in fairness, I think it was early in the broadcast. The ADD medication wasn't quite working yet.
All right. If you knock out a former main event winner, you will get a seat into this year's main event, which I think is awesome. That's
Oh.
a great
And
bounty.
how did I not remember that? Like that is crazy, Sherry.
I think it's
Honestly.
hilarious. Now, 2 p.m. is that employee tournament you mentioned. It's a $500 buy in, no limit tournament for casino employees. Um, I'm going to move on to Wednesday at the WSOP at 10 a.m. Event number 3 is the $500 kickoff no limit freeze out. And at 2 p.m. is event number 4, which is the $1,500 Omaha High Low 8 or better. And it's an 8-handed event. Are you playing that kickoff tomorrow, Brian?
Definitely am. I am there.
We're losing you. Keep your mouth near that microphone. Are you there? We may have lost him.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
You, well, yeah, you're really better off just your phone, no gadgets or gizmos, just
All
your
right.
phone and you, bud.
All right, we'll try it.
Now you're staticky.
Okay. Well,
You
let me try
changed
to start.
something. You
Try
changed
again.
something. Just go back to your phone by itself.
All
And
right.
while he's doing that, I'm going to move on to the Aria. And the Aria is going to start with their first event tomorrow, May 29th, 11 o'clock. The Aria is going to have an $800 PLO mystery bounty. It is an $800 buy in, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds, and it's 150,000 guarantee. Also at the Golden Nugget these days, we have today at 11 o'clock the Omaha High Low 8 or better, 15,000 guarantee, $340 buy in. Also at the Golden Nugget is their daily deep stack at 1 o'clock, and that's a 25K guarantee, a $200 buy in. They decided to use military time, so at 1,600 hours, they're going to have a FPN invitational. So if you're not included in that invitation, you should not go to it. At 1,900 hours, the Golden Nugget has their nightly no limit to $2,500 guarantee, and that's a $130 buy-in. Brian, you want to tell us what's going on at the Venetian?
Well, going back to last night, my computer just crashed in the middle of all this software, Brian. I should learn how this whole thing works. Um, Last night, Miami John took down the what was that, Jerry? The '08 event, I believe.
Yes.
So another feather in the cap for our guy that we think should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, is there any doubt at this
Right.
point? I mean,
It's another measurement of why he should be inducted, right?
yeah, for sure. And
And do you not have the schedule in front of you,
yeah,
Brian?
yeah, I have it. I have it.
Okay, go ahead.
I just got it back up. Um, also Alan Kessler finishing final tabling that event as well. So today at the Venetian, um, the 11 o'clock is the MSTP day 2 of that $500,000 guarantee. That kicks off at 11,
Uh,
and at 11:10, they're going to have the $600 no limit hold'em, not just deep stack, Sherry, epic stack, $30,000 guarantee, 50,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels, and late reg open till 5:25 this evening. So that's what's going on at the Venetian.
Brian, you are staticky, bud.
Okay.
Are you just on your phone or are you using a
Yeah, I'm
Bluetooth or
just on my
microphone?
phone. I'm just on my phone.
It's so weird. Are
I'm
you
gonna
on Wi-Fi?
post this phone.
Maybe. Do you have Wi-Fi going?
Yeah, I have Wi-Fi.
That's weird
Full,
because sometimes you were clearer at when we started than you are now.
full good service. Maybe I'll put my headset back on. That's what I got on.
All right. While Brian does that, I will talk about the Orleans. And the Orleans has an 11 o'clock mega stack, a $400 buy-in for the 40,000 guarantee. And that's a no limit tournament. At 1600 hours, they have a stud tournament, 10K guarantee, a $240 buy-in. And go ahead, Brian, if you have the win. You might be still trying to do that, so I'll
Yeah,
go on to.
go
Oh,
ahead
go
to the
ahead.
next one. Go ahead to the next
Okay. The win is at has at 11 o'clock a no limit day 1A $1,100 buy in 200,000 guarantee. No,
one.
2
2 million.
million guarantee.
Yeah.
2 million guarantee. At 1800 hours, no limit. Oh, I'm sorry. At 12 o'clock, they have a deuce to seven triple draw, $600 buy in. At 1800 hours, they have a no limit 1B, $1,100 buy in, part of that $2 million guarantee. And that's what they have going on at the Win today. Let's not forget our folks over at South Point. Um, their daily schedule is a 10:05 $100 no limit 10K guarantee, followed by a 2:05 p.m. $100 no limit turbo bounty with a 3K guarantee. 6:05 this evening will be a $100 buy-in no limit $7,500 guarantee, and at 12 I'm sorry at 10:05 p.m. a $100 buy-in no limit turbo 2K guarantee. Also at South Point, let's not forget, I'm just going to say this a couple more times. That we don't need to cover it every show, but I think it is important that at South Point, if you qualify 100 hours of live play between June 1st and August 31st, you get a spot into their 300,000 summer free roll. Check out their website for more details. Also, players winning a South Point Daily tournament between May 24th and July 7th will be eligible to compete in their 50K Tournament of Champions on July 11th. Also, check out their website for all the details. You back with us, Brian?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
That
I,
sounds way better.
oh, does
Except now you're fading out.
it?
So you
I
st-
have one other thing I can try too. So let me do
Let
that.
well, let's try this for a minute. You're just
Okay.
gonna stay focused on keeping your mouth by the microphone, maybe, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you start out like if I'm holding my phone, start out talking, and then
Yeah.
I turn my head, and so then sound fades away. That's kind of what it sounds like, if that helps you at all.
Yeah, these don't have a microphone on them. They're the regular headset. So maybe it's just that I fade out like speaking, and so I'll try to keep my voice up a little bit more. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the equipment, but guess what? We're moving right along. Did you have any special notes that you wanted to add at this point?
Um, no, I just the South Point you mentioned, like it's a great value. I like to go there and play, especially at the beginning of the series. It's a nice kind of way to get some hands in and not have to like be in a $500 buy-in tournament. Play against competition that maybe is more touristy competition than the people that are there specifically for poker. And it's never been a bad experience in going over there for me. So
You're definitely fading out on that one. excuse me, I agree with you. It's never a bad experience. And I highly recommend it for a newbie. Maybe they're just coming to Vegas the first time, or maybe just, have only played in a card room a very few times and still a little nervous. I highly recommend South Point. They just run a good tournament, as well as if you're a seasoned player. It's a great room. Um, they run it really well. I've never had a bad time there, knock on wood. I've had lots of fun times there. So I definitely highly recommend South Point tournaments, and they're great price points for many people. So I'm going to give the next 1979 charter inductee a little bit of info on that person, and that's going to be James Butler, Wild Bill Hickok. Poor Wild Bill was shot from behind while playing poker in Deadwood. When he died, Wild Bill was holding a pair of aces and eights, a hand that will live in poker history as the dead man's hand. Now, yesterday, Kevin tweeted, or it may have been early this morning, I can't remember, but Kevin Mathers tweeted out a picture of the live tournament clock that you can find on the Bravo app. And I think it's important to remind people that when you're on that app searching for the WSOP, you actually need to search for it by World Series of Poker. It's not going to come up under Horseshoe Las Vegas. So when you search on that Bravo app, you're searching by using World Series of Poker. Go ahead, Brian. He's speechless. Just a reminder, Friday afternoon, our always having technical difficulties. He had to move. Are you back? I'm just going to say Friday afternoon, our space will feature an interview with Sean McCormick, and a couple of special guests will be popping in to join us. That'll be 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time on Friday afternoon, which is our normal space time. So don't forget to join us. You there, Brian?
I am almost here, Sherry, believe it or not. 18 different things. As I was packing, I play the Frontier Airlines game where you
Yes.
gotta you gotta have this little tiny thing, and I have maximized it. When you get to Vegas, you gotta see what I got set up. I got this little bag. It's like a full-on roller bag, but the wheels pop off even and go in the bag because I'm Alan Kesslering it across the country.
I'm going to tell you something. I have friends that will put extra layers of clothing on, and as soon as they get to their seat, they take the extra layers of clothing out just so that they don't have to pay for the bag. And it's so funny when they tell the stories. It's hilarious.
And this is one of those friends. My
Yes,
daughter, I made her put on 6 different jackets. They were rolling their eyes. They were so mad.
that's hilarious. Well, yesterday I brought up, and I want to do so again, about last year's main event numbers. And I'm going to repeat what the information was I gave out yesterday, and then I'm going to bring up something. So the 2023 WSOP main event had record-breaking numbers of entries with 10,043 for 100,400,000 collected in entry fees. The paid out they paid out $93,399,900, and they took a rake of $7,030,100. And yesterday Brian said, well, what did Daniel Weinman get us, for first place? And I said, 12 million, which is what first place was. But Brian, you want to guess what Stephen Jones, who came in second to that tournament, took home?
Stephen who? No, I'm just kidding. They always say
Stop.
the guy that no one remembers the guy that finishes second.
No.
I think Josh Aria started that. So first was 12, probably 7 million.
Okay.
7?
The rake was 7,030,000, or yeah,
Yeah,
30,000.
yeah.
Stephen Jones took home 6.5 million.
Oh my gosh,
Guess what third place took home?
that is so broken. What 3-ish,
Third,
3 point, almost 4 probably, right?
okay, Adam Walton took 4 million.
Yeah.
What did Jan Peter Jachman, fourth
That
place?
fourth place, somewhere 2.5, something
3
like
million. 3
3
million.
million. Okay.
Fifth place, and I think it's Rushan from Ukraine, took 2.4 million. Sixth place, Dean Hutchinson from Scotland took 1.85 million. Toby Lewis, seventh place from England, took 1.425 million. Juan, I have no idea, from Spain took 1.25 million. Ninth place, Daniel Holzner from Italy took 900,000. So just a little perspective there about the rake. I know people always bring it up, and
Well, and that's not the main story there, Sherry. I mean, as a player, here's the thing that bothers me. And as supportive as I am about the World Series, I'm going to say something and really kind of negative at this point. But it's kind of deserved, and this is like probably the case across all of these. They're using that first place prize to promote their tour, um, not being in the best interest of the players. A $6 million gap between first and second is just absolutely inexcusable. Going back through the field, the 20th place finishes, and and backwards, like, I mean, making that making those deep runs more lucrative is certainly in the interest of the players, and almost everybody would support, like, having a flatter payout payout schedule to a certain extent. I mean, there's obviously different variations on that, but I think hardly anybody wants a $6 million jump between first and second place.
right,
That's
right,
the point where your 20%, bad beat hits, or doesn't. Like, it's like
right,
you've got $6 million in equity. That's just completely absurd, and really, it's honestly unnecessary at a certain point. At a certain point, that number is so big that it's like unreal anyway to the public. Like a $10 million first prize isn't enough. So I mean, I think that ho- I think they did some adjustments to the payout structures. I don't know if they fixed this or not, but certainly
yeah. I just think it's. I, like you, think it's too big of a Grand Canyon between first and second.
yeah.
But let's just play devil's advocate for a minute. And again, I know people are way smarter than me working on this, and they're trying to figure it out and make adjustments, and I give them credit. But let's say they made first place 9 million and second place 7 million, you know, or 8 million, or 10 million and 8 million. That's barely above what they collected. Would they get more
Yeah.
would they get more criticism from the public if it was so close to that rake amount? I don't know. Do they look at that? I don't know.
I
But
mean, it's a lot of money, but there is a ton of payroll and cost,
I don't disagree. Look, I don't
and the
disagree.
security. The security alone for that event is millions of dollars.
Look, I
Um,
do not disagree. I'm just pointing out the numbers so
I,
everybody
and,
is
and I say
aware.
millions. I'm talking about, like, over the series, not just specifically the main
Right.
event. I know for a fact it's millions in security.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just wanted to bring that back up because, we talked about it briefly yesterday, and I went, you know what, I'm going to go look back because Brian's point of, what did first place get? I was thinking about second place and where they were at, but
Uh,
I
it,
just
it
thought it was
it
interesting.
it's kind of interesting because, remember what I said is, it's surprising that first place did get more. A lot of times, I mean, that much more. A lot of times it's close or
Right.
whatever, and
It's like two or
and
three a million difference,
And
right?
what that tells you is that they way overpaid first place. I mean, honestly, like the economics are the economics, especially you look at that event, I mean, multi days of thousands of people. It's like
Right. Right.
crazy.
Right. So I just want to let you know that you're really staticky again, but I want to go ahead
Okay,
and
that
talk
one.
about
I was trying to do one other thing. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
okay. I'm going to go ahead and talk about another charter inductee to the 1979 class for the World, I'm sorry, for Poker Hall of Fame, and that is Edmund Hoyle. Edmund died 60 years before poker was invented. He was inducted to the Hall of Fame for his contributions to gaming. So I thought that fact was very interesting. This man never played a hand of poker in his life, but he was recognized for his contributions. And a lot of people may recognize the name because if you play board games or card games and they come with instructions, a lot of times his name is on that instruction sheet. And people will say, oh, it's Hoyle rules. So if I'm playing a game, pardon me, and there's a discrepancy, I'll say, oh, but we're going by Hoyle rules. So I found that to be very interesting. And while we're waiting for Brian, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Felton Corky, and I'm going to butcher it. Felton Corky McCorkindale, I believe is how you say it. Stop laughing at me, Donna. Corky introduced Texas Hold'em at the California Club in Las Vegas in 1963. The game became popular and spread quickly to the Golden Nugget, Stardust, and Dunes. So there's some more fun facts about those charter members of the Hall of Fame. Brian, you back with us?
Sort of. It was on my car, and then I came in and it clicked back over the phone. Give me another minute.
Okay, I'll read another uh, tidbit about Johnny Moss, who was also a charter member of the Poker Hall of Fame. Johnny was the first winner of the WSOP main event. At the time, at that time, it was a cash game event in which he was awarded the title by vote of his peers in 1970. He also won the current tournament format twice, once in 1971 and once in 1974. That was Johnny Moss. I'm going to go right on to Red Wynn. I was kind of saddened that I couldn't find out more information about Red. The only thing that was on repeat was that Red was one of the best all around players and he was skilled in every game. And I really wish I could have found some fun facts or stories about him, but um, he was born in like I think it was 1896 maybe or 98, and I think he passed in 1980. So there weren't many stories about him. And the last person that was inducted to the Hall of Fame that year as a charter member was Sid Weinman. For 3 decades, Sid co-owned the Sands Riviera and Dunes Hotel, or sorry, Dunes in Las Vegas. When he passed in 1978, the Dunes halted play for 2 minutes during his funeral. So there's some interesting facts about our charter members of the Hall of Fame. Brian, you back with us?
Yep, I'm back. Is that any better?
Yes, it's actually perfect. So whatever you're doing right now is what you have to do every day and
So,
don't change
well, except for I gotta turn in this car in an hour.
it. Well, the point
Uh,
is you got to be on your phone near Wi-Fi every day.
yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. I was on this whole time. This Spaces thing is terrible. The way that they do the audio stuff. It's got to be better. But thanks, Sherry.
It's okay, bud. One day you will work it out, my software genius.
Yeah.
I'm going to give us the daily reminders about what pictures one may want to take when they are attending the WSOP or even any of the other series around town. and use your phone. Don't forget to take your picture with some, people like me when you see them, or people that are actually famous like Phil Hellmuth. Don't forget those pictures, but definitely take a picture of your entry ticket, including your day twos and threes and fours and nines, so that if you lose that ticket, you actually have the information you need to play that day. Also, take a picture of your chip stack before leaving the table, so that if there's a color up done when you come back from your break, if there was a color up done by the dealer while you were gone, you can prove what you had before you left. Also, take a picture of your table number before you leave the table, because a lot of times during a break, the dealers change. So you don't want to think you go back to the table with the dealer you just had. You actually want to go to the table by the number you have. So, and don't forget, take a picture of your car and its parking spot and or the information of the garage floor you were on, so that once you win that gold bracelet, you can find your car. Do you have any comments about the fantasy league, Brian? They did the draw last night.
Yeah, Team Lucky. We're gonna
Whoop
get it
whoop.
done. We're gonna get it done. I think it's kind of funny. I was thinking last night just how that started out and kind of evolved. And, at the beginning, um, you know, Negranu was just kind of doing this as like a fun thing. And then one year he like, I don't know, he must have hired like a software crew and everything. And he came back and the thing's like a legit, built application and everything. Like, really cool. And also, is it David Baker that has the $500 one coming
Um,
out?
I don't know.
So there's a lower buy-in one. I'll try to find the link. Um, I don't, I don't think they might pick today. It's done different. So I believe that it's done based on the picks from last night. They put them in, and that's kind of like the pool of people and things like that, and you build your teams, but the buy-in is a lot lower. It's like a $500 buy-in, I think. So
Well, that's kind of fun, isn't it?
yeah, that was kind of neat for them to do. So it's neat too, like, just, I mean, in the past, they've sold pieces, but having uh Josh Aria's site, correct me if I'm wrong, Poker Stake, right,
Right?
Sherry?
Yep.
um
PokerState.com.
Having that site has allowed you to easily buy pieces and be involved in the 25K or the 500 or whatever. And certainly, I don't know, I don't think you can go bad with Sean D picking your team. So I
Right?
s- I saw a lot of names I liked on there, so we'll see.
Well, and I have the list of Team Lucky, and I also have a piece of the Team NGNF, which is I just call it the Jeff Platts team. But anyway, Team Lucky has Dylan Lindy, Adrian Mateos, Daniel Weinman, which of course was the main event winner last year, Michael Norrie, Scott Ball, Eric Seidel, Patrick Leonard, and Mac Lance. So not too shabby of a team for us, Brian.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, those are guys that are going to play a lot of events, play a lot of the higher limit events, obviously. And I mean, that's the hard thing, right? Like, in this, you can't be the one trick pony, no limit hold on big field guy. You got to be, this is where, you have to be somebody that's playing a lot of different events and a lot of the higher buy-ins and things like that. So, for years, like, my friend Ryan Lamplant, he wouldn't get picked, and he'd come back, and win a bracelet. I think he has two or three bracelets now, and he wasn't getting picked for any of those, because he wasn't playing the higher buy-in events. Um, he was playing a lot of different games, but mostly PLO, I think. Um, but he wasn't playing the high buy-in, so they would kind of leave him out of it. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, and I'm excited that our former guest we had on a couple of weeks ago, Craig Chait, is on a team. So we'll have to follow him as well.
Well, the other thing, Sherry, is so when I got a piece of Team Lucky there, I sent it to a well-known pro, and he said this this might be a dig, Sherry. I don't know. He said this is your most EV spot of the summer.
Oh! I'd have to worry if that person is someone you call your friend, but that's hilarious. I don't think they meant it that way, but it sure was a little poke for sure in a fun way,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Um, there was something else I wanted us to touch on. Oh, you know what? I want us to talk about the deep stack tournaments and the landmark satellite tournaments again, only because there's so much going on with those two types of tournaments, this WSOP, and there's so many of those that are going to be happening that I want to make sure that people have the information that'll help them. So the deep stack tournaments will run every day from now until July the 17th, and the buy-ins range from 2 to 400, so it's 200, 250, and 400. In addition, daily landmark mega satellites will be from now until July 15th, with buy-ins starting at $135 and topping off at 25,000. And we know that Brian's going to be playing those 25K ones on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling into those, no problem.
Surely we jest. Uh,
ASG's over here going yum yum. Let's go. I got a couple percent. I got 1.25% of that.
Yeah, me too. Mega satellites will now be the landmark mega satellites where participants accumulate a certain amount of chips, i.e., 10K or 10 times the starting stack. And as we discussed yesterday, they're working on that formula. So it could end up being more or less. We're not sure yet, but for right now, it's just an example. 10 times the starting stack, and you automatically win a seat into the event that that satellite is feeding into. The deep stack tournaments and the satellite tournaments will be in the Normandy room, which is upstairs. This is a new location, so I'm going to explain how to get to it. If you're facing the horseshoe poker room, to the right are escalators. You're going to take those escalators and follow the signage to the Normandy room. There is a cage either in it or around the Normandy room. And that's going to be your hack of the series if they turn that into a cage that you can purchase any buy ins at, because many people won't even know it exists. So that could be a really good hack for this WSOP. Worth noting, anytime you win or lose, I'm sorry, anytime you win less than 5,000, it is not taxable and you can take the casino chips. Anything from 5,001 to 10,000, you can do one of two things. And let's make sure you double check all information that we are giving you so that you can make the best plans for yourself.
It may be taxable, Sherry, but it's not. They're not going to give you a form. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just going to let me see, give you the two choices. So you have two choices if it's between 5K, $5,001 and 10K. And that is to take the chips along with the tax form to report your winnings. Or your second choice is buy into tournaments, and it could be one 10K tournament or 10 1K tournaments, or any
Okay.
combination of buy ins to that 10K amount to avoid the taxes.
Yeah, let's not go there. I don't want to. I want to make sure that we don't get ourselves in the
Well,
taxable, not
I'm
taxable.
gonna no, and I agree
Yeah.
with you, but I specifically asked Kevin that question and he said yes. And I
Okay.
always say to you people that are listening,
Yeah, the
double
tax.
check what we're telling you.
Yeah.
Double check it. And when you are at that window, you know what? Ask those questions. Go on
So
their site.
I want to go back to what you said at the beginning, though. You said under 5,000, you didn't think it was taxable because
It is
uh,
not taxable if it's 5,000 or less. You can take the chips. They're not going to look. Let me just put it to you this way.
I think you're saying it
They're
wrong.
not
It's
reporting it.
taxable.
They're not
Yes,
reporting it.
it is taxable, and I would make sure that you put it on your tax forms or discuss it with your
Thank you.
accountant. Yeah, for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, let's make that clarification. I think I did say that wrong. So the casino or the cage or Caesar's property is not reporting 5K or less. They're going to give you the casino chips, and it's up to you to take care of your what you do with your finances.
Right. And guys, just so you know, like this is all public information, right? I think. Well, satellites I get whatever. There's some way that there's paper trail, so just don't cheat on your taxes. Like that's my
Never cheat on your taxes. That is not the point of this conversation. The
right,
point of
right.
this conversation is that you can roll over into buy-ins. That's the point of this question of this conversation is if it's more than $5,001, you can roll over those winnings into buy-ins. And they're not going to give you a tax form. If you take chips, if it's 5,001 or to 10,000, if you take chips, they're going to give you a tax form. If they give you a tax form, they're reporting it.
Yeah, exactly.
You on your personal finances need to do whatever you do.
Right.
Report. We highly recommend you report everything. That's what I do in life. I can't speak for Brian, but report everything. Because guess
Yeah.
what? That is just not worth the hassle.
I even reported offshore when back in 2005 when they were doing offshore. I reported that as well because the it's not worth staying up at night. That's for sure.
Exactly. It just isn't worth it. You made a profit because you won, and guess what? Some taxes coming out of it is part of the big picture. And guess what? We all have to do it. So there you go. But definitely, if I did it, one, I definitely would be rolling it over to buy-ins unless I was leaving Vegas the next day and I couldn't play anymore. Then I'd have to take the chips in the tax form, right? And turn the chips in and get my cash form. But whatever. Just be sure to report all the money that's taxable, people. We don't want nobody getting in trouble. Okay, let's go back to these deep stack tournaments. I want everyone to know that Poker News is running a leaderboard promotion during the WSOP. It's starting today, which is May 28th through June 24th. Players participating in the daily deep stack, which are, any of the price points, the 200, the 250, or the 400, will earn points. The top point earners each week will receive a complimentary ticket into the $600 Poker News Deep Stack Championship, which will be held on June 25th. Be sure to refer to Poker News's media outlets for additional information. Now, this is something I love to play the daily deep stack. So this is something that I'm contemplating maybe putting a package together and just do the daily deep stack every day. And when I get into the point earners, the top point earners for the week and get moved on to the the championship on the 25th, that whoever is part of my package will go along for the whole ride. So say if I do a package with say 5 bullets, get into the deep stack championship, those stakers will be part of that as well.
Yeah, you dropped out there, Sherry.
I'm sorry, you there, bud?
There you are. You're back. You dropped
Well,
out for a second.
Did you hear what I said?
No, darling, I didn't.
Okay, I'm trying to see if my reception is okay. So let me go through that again. Did Thumbs up if everybody heard and understood what Poker News is doing, or do I need to repeat it?
I heard the first part. You said that they're doing the day on the dailies. They're going to be awarding points. That wins you a seat into the $600 Poker News Deep Stack event. Um,
Perfect.
and I didn't catch how many people are getting in. Just one or
Okay, it's going to be the top 10 point earners each
there
week.
is?
So
Oh,
10 people a week, which is pretty cool.
yeah,
And
that's
then, yeah, I think it's a great thing. That's 10 tickets a week. I love it. And what I added to that conversation was I'm thinking about putting a package together because I like to play the daily deep stacks. And whoever takes part of my staking package will also be part of, if I get into that championship tournament, um, would be part of the winnings of that tournament as well. So I'm thinking about that.
yeah.
Sounds good, girl.
Donna, do you have anything you'd like to talk about this morning or add to this conversation?
No, I'm just looking forward to everything WSOP related, really. I mean, yeah, I've got FOMO, but it is what it is. I don't think I could stand the 100 degrees heat anyway, so I'm fine over here.
Well, you will be missed, at least by me, because you're my sidekick. And but guess what? December will be here before we know it, and we will be back on the road together.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, you know what? One day at a time, Donna. One
Yeah.
day at a
Exactly.
time.
Also, I think tonight the $1 million game gets started, right, Sherry, on Hustler?
Um, Honestly, if you say it does, it does. Yeah, I will just take your word for it.
All right.
And good luck to them, especially to my favorite, Mr. Keating.
Mr.
Good luck
Keating.
to him. And good luck to Veronica, who I know is going to be doing the coverage. For some reason, I had it in my head it was starting last night, but it starts today.
Yeah, maybe it did start last night. I'm not 100%. I missed it if so.
Yeah, unfortunately, that whole thing got ruined for me. So am
Oh,
I have silenced that. So anyway, um, just a tidbit. Did you know that you cannot be younger than 21 years of age to play the WSOP, Brian?
yes, I did know that.
So so how many years before your daughter can play?
21, she can play now. She's over 21.
Oh, I thought she was 20 this year. Oh, so she gonna play? No, that's right, because we talked about playing
She's
at South Point.
the thing is like she would be really great. She could memorize. She's really good with patterns, all that stuff, but I can't get her there. Like I can't she just wants to, I don't know. She's going to be the vlog film crew,
I
and
love it.
I'm trying to talk her into doing editing, but she is giving me a lot of pushback on editing, and that just,
Editing is so much work.
yeah, so we'll see. I may hire somebody. I may I may do it myself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go.
Well, I don't want to forget that we need to mention that our friend Robbie Straczynski, pardon me, Robert Straczynski over at Card Player Lifestyle is teaming up with our friends at the Moneymaker Tour and Bellagio to host a mixed game festival June 16th through the 20th. I highly recommend, if you play mixed games, or if you're new to mixed games, to attend that festival. It's going to be epic. And Robbie has promised lots of swag giveaway, which always makes a day of fun.
Where is
Don't
it going to
forget,
be again, Sherry?
at the Bellagio.
At Bellagio. So,
Yep.
so another good reason too, like the two guys, I mean, honestly, Robbie is super great guy. Sean is a super great guy too, both involved in that. So,
And let's not forget Moneymaker and Tony Burns involved with making that happen. And
Yeah.
all of those guys are great guys. And I'm sure it's going to be great. If I was in town, I don't play mixed games, but I think I would attend and try to play just to continue my learning. So if you're in town or live in Vegas, I highly recommend that mixed game festival.
I would just go for the atmosphere
Yep,
because the atmosphere is totally different to the normal two cards, and they have so much fun.
they do.
And when you're on the rail, you can have fun with them. They're not like they'll let you join in, so
Right,
they're not shy bringing you in off the rail, so to speak.
right on. And they, Robbie told us when we interviewed him that they're very kind to beginners and they love to teach beginners and share those games with beginners. So I definitely highly recommend attending that mixed game festival if you are in the least bit interested in expanding the types of games you play. They will help you, and it's going to be a fun time. It really is. I wish I was going to be there for that. Don't forget Friday at 4:30. We're going to have Sean McCormick on. Our regular space time, 4:30 Pacific time. Sean McCormick's going to come and talk about everything Aria Poker Classic. And then, of course, I'm sure we'll touch on the Mixed Game Festival. And we're going to have a couple of special guests for that interview, which I'm looking forward to. And
More pizza's better.
that's right. So I see Blue has joined us. So, my dear, welcome. And what you got for us?
Oh, I'm just saying hi and giving moral support because I'm awake and you guys do this early. Who's in Vegas right now?
I'm on the way.
I thought you were there. Did you come back and go again?
I
Are you
was there.
commuting?
I was there. I went to, I went to Colorado and now I'm on my way back. We got our Frontier Pass again, Blue. We're gonna be all over the
I need to get like an Apple AirTag for you. This whole like where's
I'll, I'll
Waldo
add you.
Brian game.
Yeah, I'll add you to my AirTag. Yeah, or at least
Yeah.
my suitcase's AirTag.
All right. Okay.
It's funny that you say that. I just put one in my suitcase.
I cannot think of a better person than Blue to narrate on her Twitter account where Brian's bag is. Am I the only one?
Except I'm locked out of Twitter for a week. So
Oh, she's been a bad girl.
I know. I use the word die. Well, I'm tragic. Anyway, just wanted to happy kick you off, and I'll try and tune in when I can during work to say hi, and
Well,
then
thank you. We appreciate you, love.
I love you guys, and
when,
then
when
hopefully when I'm there on the 21st, I win the Millie Maker, right? So then the 26th, no, 28th, the 28th, you have me as a special guest to be like, yo, she's never even played before. She made 5K. She won $1 million.
Look, you're booked. You're
Okay.
booked for the 28th.
I'm booked for
So,
the 28th. Cool.
yeah,
It's either like let's soothe her because damn that sucked, or
yes, yeah,
holla, everybody should get some money.
yep,
yeah,
you're booked, babe.
All
you are
right.
in.
You are in.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Blue.
You too, Blue, darling. Love you.
Bye.
I love when people join us and just want to chat for a minute. I think that's what this is all about. Love it. If anybody wants to chat, have any comments, or bring up a topic we should cover, you are more than welcome to join us.
For sure. Yeah.
Donna, what you got for us?
Sorry, I'm just eating a meringue with whipped cream, so not a lot
What?
at the minute.
A spotted what?
No, a meringue with whipped cream.
A meringue.
Like a lemon meringue or a meringue? I don't know. What is this thing?
It's like a meringue case, and just put whipped cream on it.
All
I
right.
don't know what a meringue case is.
It's just an empty meringue. It's just like a circular meringue with like edges on it.
Oh, interesting. I've never liked like lemon meringue pies, so I've
Oh,
never
I
really
love it.
paid attention to what they do with meringue other than those pies. So that's very interesting. Hmm.
We're gonna fly to Vegas and do the buy-in for tomorrow and do some vlog shooting tonight. I bought a drone, guys. I don't know how to fly it, so hopefully we don't crash it, and we're gonna go way away from the airport so that we don't get arrested tonight.
Oh my gosh. Please get arrested. I mean, I didn't say that, although it'll make a great space for the morning, but yeah, don't get arrested. Surely I just, but that would be a great story.
Me and Trump next to each other in the jail cell.
Oh, good news is he's not in there, huh?
Not yet, not yet.
Yeah, well, Trump charges. Here we go.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
okay, Brian.
It's
I
five,
know all,
6 years, 7 years, and they still haven't been able to do nothing. But anyway, go ahead, Donna.
yeah, I know all the people are working in LV, Las Vegas police cells, so you're
Oh,
fine.
can you DM me your phone number so you can be my one call? Wait, should I mention your name or not? I know not to mention my brother's. My brother gets pulled over in his truck, and actually, his friend got pulled over in my brother's truck, and so he hands the guy the registration, and the officer looks at my brother's name and he goes, "You know Don? Or how do you are you Don?" And my brother's friend says, "No, that's the guy that's my friend I borrowed the truck." And the guy says, "We've been told to watch out for that guy." It's like, oh crap!
Yeah, let's not do that.
He keeps getting tickets and he fights them, and he's brilliant, Sherry. He's very smart, but he's also an idiot at the same time. He's one of these like really book smart people, and
Right.
somehow he like finds the way that he was unjustly accused. I don't know, but
It's incredible that some people just live in the courtrooms collecting money. It's or getting off the hook. It's
what?
incredible. When I worked in one school system, we had a lady that sued the school system. It had to be every other year. She sued the school system every other year. She was an employee, and the school system would just pay her off to shut her up and get out of the. It was cheaper to pay her off than it was to go to court, and she knew it.
For
And even though she was in the wrong, she found the loophole. She
yeah,
found out that they didn't want to go to court. They didn't want the publicity. It was cheaper to pay her off. So guess what? About every 2 years, she was
that's what you
suing the
get.
school system. You know,
Fortunately, fortunately, Sherry, my brother has become a Christian, and he's doing the necessary things that he needs to do to make sure he doesn't get pulled over anymore.
good for him. That's
He's changed
awesome.
his tact.
Good for him. Now, Brian, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah,
What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
20-year-old self. Wow, I don't know. Buy the domain google.com, and I don't know. Um, I don't have a lot of regrets or wish I had done something different. I kind of live every day to the best that I can for that day and enjoy every day. And I think that I don't think I would change. I don't think I would change much necessarily. Like, I don't know. Of course, yeah, I'd go buy whatever the lotto numbers were if I knew them in advance. But short of that, it's like
Don't
it's
you
like
think you would tell yourself to buy some like Google stock or
buy Google, buy Tesla and whatever. But but like seriously, like I think this question is really about what regrets do you have? What kind of things would you change? And it's just like my dad passing away, obviously a big thing. Um, I don't have any regrets. My dad knew how I felt about him. I'm thankful that we did. I was watching the vlog the other day, Tag Team for Pops. I think I played it on my Twitch. I played it on my Twitch stream.
Right.
Um, and in there, I like there's a clip where I knew I was speaking to him, and I kind of gave this really heartfelt kind of message to him,
Right.
and I saw him every day, so it's not like I even with that, like that would be the one thing, if I hadn't done those things, then I would have a lot of regrets, but
And see, I don't see that question at all about regrets.
yeah,
I do see that point of view and acknowledge that that is definitely a way to view that question, but I
right,
also see it as I and it maybe it does come down to it's a regret. Like I would tell myself to play poker, start playing poker in my 20s instead of waiting into my 40s, you know? And it's not a regret. It's just a I wish I was playing for a longer period of time, you
right,
know? So or um yeah, I don't see it as I don't know, maybe that is a regret. I don't know. I'd have to think about that, but
yeah,
I see it as more of I enjoy these things now. I wish I would have started it sooner.
yeah. I mean,
But I guess you can consider that a regret,
I think
even
a
though I
good
don't feel that way.
I think a good over the years, right? Like I think a lot of people um, you know, have a lot of negativity maybe from their high school or junior high. It's funny, I always viewed my cousin as the popular kid in school, and if you talk to her, she kind of has the same viewpoint of like people were always mean and this and that,
Right.
um, and I think I always had to a degree of, my mom tells this story about when I was in junior high, where this person asked me or said, I don't like your shirt. And I said, well, you don't have to wear it, But
Right.
no matter what that reality is, there was always that kind of, over the years, I would say that I became more like that, more like I could give a shit what you think. Kind of like what you and I talked about. Remember last year we had like, 40 people tune in, and we're like, they're like making fun of us and we're just laughing. It's like, I don't, we just enjoy the conversation and enjoy doing it. And that's why we're doing it. And even if it was just you and I, or you, Don and I, or whoever, ASG and Flow Junkie here, you know, um, I mean, we would still do it, like, and we don't have to care. I think for people, like, that's a big thing. Like, do things, be kind and give to people, but also, give to yourself, and
Yes.
do things that you want to do in life, and be an example for people, where, and that kind of thing. So
I couldn't agree more. And yeah, last year we took, a lot of hatchets because sometimes our daily show had 5 people in it. And, we didn't care. Whoever wanted to join us, the more the merrier. But guess what? We truly enjoy doing this and enjoy looking up facts and trying to find something fun to talk about. And I love it when ASG comes up and says, Sherry, you're wrong, and explains to me, or like you did this morning, hey, you're saying that wrong. Yeah, I want that. I love it. I enjoy this. I don't do it for the numbers. I do it for myself. Brian does it for himself. And if other people want to join us, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The more, the merrier. But we're okay with our small group of people.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
okay with a big group of people. Why? Because we're just enjoying what we're doing.
yeah, for sure. All right, I got to head for the airport, Sherry. I will see you tomorrow, my
All right,
friend.
pal, be
I'll
safe.
be
And I can't wait to,
I'll be
uh,
on the floor of the World Series because I'm going to get there early so that we can do the show. Hopefully, we'll have coverage that's something that I didn't think about. Hopefully the internet's good. I don't know. We'll see.
Just
Uh,
you'll have to be in certain areas, that's for sure.
yeah, and being early, the room won't be full, so towards the end might have to cut out anyway. But so I think in the morning it'll be good, and then we'll see towards 10 o'clock when the event starts. But I'll
No
have to run
worries, bud.
at some point then anyway. So
No worries. And our special guest had the option to come today or tomorrow. So hopefully he's going to have a chance to join us tomorrow. Of course, he's running the, WSOP streets. So hopefully he'll join us tomorrow. I'm sorry he didn't make it today, only because he's a great asset to the community. And he used to be a Spaces regular. He no longer is, but I'm glad he's agreed to come join us and tell us what he's up to. So,
that's great.
yeah, it should be fun. And Brian, you go ahead and get on your way, and I will chat with Donna for a little bit.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right,
Bye.
safe travels, bud.
Safe travels, Brian.
Boy, he makes great use of that Frontier Pass. It's
Sure does.
some I don't remember. It's a couple $100, but you can book a flight the day before. I think is how it works, and ends up being like $20 or $5 or I don't know,
Wow.
free or something. Like it's crazy. And he's the perfect person for that because him and Abby go all over. If they want to go have dinner in a city, they just go, hop on a plane and go to that city for dinner, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I'm jealous now. I'm not over in the US. I want to come live there. I think I'm going to have to take Turbo up on his green card offer.
Oh my God, this chick is bound and determined to get married in one of the chapels in Vegas, and Turbo has offered a marriage license. So maybe that'll happen in December. That's hilarious. Don't let your kids hear that. They'll be upset.
He's fine. He's playing on his PlayStation. He's okay.
We're joking, people. We're joking. And, it's okay. We love to joke, right? Donna, tell us about what is going on with poker in the UK right now. Are you working on trying to still work on the soccer, the football stadiums to host beginner lessons, or what's going on with that with
No,
Marcel?
because the season's finished now, and I think with the WSOP we was going to take a break anyway. So hopefully I'll get in contact with Marcel afterwards, and Sylvia I need to get in contact with too, and make a start again, because that is such a shame that we run into so many obstacles and so many brick walls. Um, but yeah, I think it could fly, but it's just actually getting the people there and the actual football clubs to actually promote it, which they're not doing, and for
I
people
think
to get over the shyness of playing poker and seeing it as a gambling sport. It's a free roll, for God's sake. You're
I think
not.
you're absolutely right that the biggest hurdle to get over is to get those clubs to promote it more. Once they start promoting it, I think it's going to be a win-win. The concept and idea is fantastic, and I just think the news has to get out. And if the football clubs spread the news, I think that it would be a great success.
Also, it's getting the clubs to agree, because it's a poker tournament and most clubs are anti-gambling, but we're not actually gambling because we're playing it for free. It's a free game to play. It's for people to come in and have fun and enjoy. And at the end of the day, they get prizes, they get a trophy, and they get put through to the finals, which should be
Right.
at DCD. But like, it might be a long burning project, this, because of like people turning around and saying, "Oh well, we haven't got enough room," blah blah blah, or they want so much for the room that they're hiring. But we're bringing in revenue for them that they wouldn't necessarily have.
Right.
Because you know what poker players is like when it comes to drinks and food.
Absolutely. That's what we kind of run into here in the States with some of our bar leagues. Um, I'm thinking of one bar in particular that the company that I played with, excuse me, the owner was just a jerk. Like no matter what was going on, he was rude to people. He was condescending. I mean, it was just his nature. And I'll never forget. Now, we used to get like 5 or 6 tables, and we sat 10 at a table. So you're talking 50, 60 people in his bar on a Monday night, which is not a popular night, right?
Yeah,
On a Monday night, we brought you 50 to 60 customers. In order for them to get an add on chip, they have to spend $20 or more. And like you said, poker players like their drink. So most of those players were spending over $100, you know? And this guy was so rude to everybody. And finally, the owner of the bar league had like kind of had it out with him and said, look, you don't appreciate the business I'm bringing you on this Monday night, we're out. And so they never went back there to play. And I'm going to tell you, it was one of my favorite bars to play at. Their food was fabulous. But at the same token, you have to treat us well.
of course. I mean, it sounds as though the owner, sorry, the owner was in the wrong type of business.
100%. And the funny thing about it, Donna, it was an Irish bar. Have you ever been to an Irish
Wow.
bar that the owners are not like just happy go lucky people? I grew up in Chicago surrounded by neighborhood Irish bars. And let me tell you, I never walked into one Irish bar where the folks were not fabulous to us.
Wow. Now that is a total shock.
Yeah. Didn't I take you did I think I took you to it. Did we go to let's not say the name. Did we go to an Irish bar that we had to go down the cellar stairs to?
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
comb. Oh,
Yeah, don't say the
wow.
name of it. Don't say the name of it.
No,
But I
the
just
corned
thought of
beef
that. I
one.
was like, wait a minute. I think I took her to that one. Yeah, that bar. That bar.
Wow.
Yep. And you saw how empty it was when we went there for lunch that day or dinner. I don't remember
Yeah,
what it was, but I forgot we went there. But their food is terrific.
of course it is. Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it's really a shame. And we brought him customers on a Monday night and he didn't appreciate us. So onward ho. But anyway, back to the soccer clubs. Well, I hope that they wisen up this next season and jump on board with the advertisement.
Yeah. But as I say, it's just hard getting through to them that we're hosting a poker tournament for free and we're setting everything up and they just think it's gambling. And I think we need to promote poker in a different way. I don't know how to promote it, but it's playing cards. I think poker is a lot easier than bingo. Is a lot more safe than bingo because bingo is gambling and bingo is one of the highest earning revenues in Britain and around the world. But they spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on bingo gambling, but they
Right.
don't see it as gambling.
Well, they're both gambling in my eyes, right?
Of course
But
it is.
the purpose that you guys are trying to do is to teach the game of poker. But some are saying you're trying to teach how to gamble. And that's where the fine line comes in, right? And you're
Of
never going to
course.
win on either side of that line because both have a great argument. And it's just a matter of the clubs making up their mind that, yes, we're going to do this and some people may not like it and some people will like it and it's okay. But hopefully that's all going to work out. Why don't you tell us about Malta in the fall?
Yeah, Malta. It's going to be rather interesting, actually. I've forgot the dates for it. It's end of October to beginning of November. We have got the other casino putting on their tournaments on our dates, what we always have. So, like, there's going to be 2 tournaments going off at the same time. But as we say, we are not interested in what you are doing. We are still going to be doing us. People can go to the other tournament. They can come to our tournament. We are not bothered. We will still be doing us. We will not change a thing. And come one, come all.
Absolutely. There's room for everybody. The poker world is big enough for everybody. I believe that wholeheartedly. Um, and it shouldn't be us against you, it should be all of us together.
Exactly. That's my main gripe is like they're that jealous or they want to take players away from different tournaments. I'm not just talking about MPF and the other one. I'm talking about everybody.
Right.
They should work together because there's
Absolutely.
enough to go around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, Donna, I appreciate you joining us. Flo Junkie, I know ASG had to go. Appreciate him being here and the others that tuned in. And those that will listen to the replay, I appreciate you. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you too, Sherry.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.